is your news update. South Africa court bans offshore oil and gas exploration by Shell, a big win for Africa. A South African court has upheld a ban imposed on the energy giant Shell from using seismic waves to explore for oil and gas off the Indian Ocean coast. The judgment delivered in Makhanda has marked a monumental victory for environmentalists concerned about the impact and exploration would have on whales and other marine life. The 2014 decision granting the right for the exploration of oil and gas in the Transkei and Algoa exploration areas has been reviewed and set aside, according to the High Court ruling in the southern city. Civil rights organizations and civilians celebrated outside the courthouse following the verdict, according to local media. Last December, the same court had issued an interim order prohibiting the firm from going ahead with its plans. Green Connection, one of the environmental and human rights organizations that filed the case against Shell, said the civil society, traditional communities, and small-scale farmers have once again been vindicated by the courts. The petroleum firm was set to collect 3D seismic data over more than 6,000 square kilometers of ocean off South Africa's west coast, a 300-kilometer stretch of rich waters housing exquisite marine life and natural reserves. Campaigners argued the research will have sent extremely loud shockwaves every 10 seconds, 24 hours a day for 5 months, potentially harming marine species and disrupting their routine. South Africa's Energy Ministry had backed the scheme and criticized those who oppose it as thwarting investment in the country's development. Although this is great news and has set a good example in putting environment before profit, this is only but a few victories that Africa has had against the oil giant. Earlier this year, a group of Nigerian widows lost their case after suing Shell over the death of their husbands in the 1990s. The men were executed by the Nigerian government following peaceful protest against pollution caused by oil leaks in the Niger Delta. Their wives had accused the company of being complicit in their death, which Shell has always denied. 5 other men, including protest leader and writer Ken Saro-Wiwa, were also executed after what the human rights group Amnesty International described as a flawed mock trial. Together, the activists became known as the Ogoni Nine. Their death followed a brutal crackdown by the Nigerian government on peaceful demonstration by the Ogoni people, who were frustrated by the destruction of land vital to their livelihoods. The imposition of death penalty turned international opinion against Nigerian military rulers at the time. The widows believe a Nigerian operating company that was part of the Shell group had bribed the witnesses, whose statement led to conviction and hanging of their husbands. The district court in The Hague had testimony from 5 witnesses, including some who said they had been paid by Shell representatives for rehearsed false testimony in the trial that led to the men's execution. But the Dutch judges decided that evidence was not sufficient or verifiable enough to establish responsibility or involvement of Shell or its Nigerian subsidiary, SPDC, and therefore the energy firm could not be held liable. In another rare 13-year battle against Shell, in 2021, the same Dutch court ordered the company to compensate Nigerian farmers for spills that contaminated swaths of farmland and fishing waters in the Niger Delta. The company agreed to pay more than $100 million, and in 2021, the ruling by the Dutch judges ordered Shell to cut its worldwide carbon emission by 45% by the end of 2030, compared with 2019 levels in a precedent-setting case brought by Friends of the Earth. Shell has declared its plans to appeal. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, follow, share, and like our video. It's the best way of supporting us. And remember, Africa is watching.